Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most powerful and honestly joyful Psalms in the entire Bible, Psalm 98. It's this incredible call to worship that just echoes through history, and in this explainer, we're going to break down what it really means for us right here, right now. So, the psalm kicks right off with this command to sing unto the Lord a new song. But what does that actually mean? Is it just about writing new music, coming up with a new tune, or is there something much, much deeper going on here? This very question is the key to unlocking the whole message of Psalm 98. So, let's find out. All right, so the very first reason we're given for this new song is all about victory. But we're not talking about just any victory. This is a personal, powerful, and miraculous victory, won by God himself. See, the psalm gives us the reason right away, for he hath done marvelous things. This shows us that a new song isn't some routine hymn we sing out of habit. No, it's a fresh, spontaneous burst of praise that just erupts from us when we see God work in a new and amazing way. It is a direct response to his incredible deeds. The psalmist uses this classic Old Testament imagery, his right hand and his holy arm. And he does it to make a really powerful point. God didn't need any help. He didn't have an army. This victory was achieved by his power and his power alone. He stepped in directly and personally and got the job done. And this illustrates this beautiful pattern that you see all throughout the Bible. Think back to Exodus chapter 15, right? Israel sings a brand new song after God miraculously parts the Red Sea. It was their response to a specific, marvelous act. Well, in the very same way, for Christians, the ultimate marvelous thing is the victory Jesus won over sin and death on the cross. And that is the ultimate reason for our new song. Now, here's the thing about this victory. It wasn't a secret. The psalmist makes it crystal clear that God's plan was always for his salvation to be a public declaration for the whole world to see. The psalm says God made known his salvation and openly showed it. Now that term heathen here, it simply refers to the nations, or the Gentiles. The message is just unmistakable. God's saving power and his perfect character are on full display for everyone, not just for one small group of people. This verse is actually a powerful prophecy. It's pointing to something so much bigger. The prophet Isaiah talked about a day when all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. And where did this promise find its ultimate fulfillment? Well, in Jesus. His life, his miracles, his death on a cross, and his resurrection, that was the most public demonstration of God's love and salvation that the world has ever seen. And this is a crucial point. God's faithfulness to his specific promises to Israel, that became the very channel, the pipeline, through which his plan of salvation for the entire world would flow. He remembered his mercy to Israel, and because he was faithful, all the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. It's just incredible. Okay, so now that we've seen God's amazing victory and this public declaration of salvation for everyone, the psalm kind of pivots to our response. And what is that response? Well, get ready, because it's loud, joyful, musical worship. I absolutely love the energy here. This is not a call for quiet, timid reflection. It's a command to make a joyful noise, a loud noise. This is a full-on, boisterous celebration for a victorious king. And the invitation goes out to all the earth. The psalm really paints this vivid picture of what this worship sounds like. It includes our voices, of course, but also the beautiful sound of stringed instruments like the harp and the powerful blast of horns like trumpets and the shofar. This shows us that our worship can be creative, it can be expressive, and just full of joyful celebration. The key to all of it is that we are making this noise before the Lord, the King. And just when you think the party can't get any bigger, it does. The call to worship expands beyond humanity. In one of the most breathtaking parts of this psalm, the invitation goes out to the entire created order, calling all of it to join in this cosmic chorus of praise. Just listen to that incredible poetic language. Seriously, it paints a picture of the entire world just erupting in celebration for its creator. It's awesome. The psalmist starts with the sea, calling on its immense power and its roaring waves to praise God. It's this beautiful way of saying that even the most powerful and untamed parts of nature are just a reflection of the even greater power of their creator. And then the imagery becomes even more personal and joyful. You can just picture it, rivers clapping their hands, hills singing together. And while this is beautiful poetry, it's pointing to a really profound truth, that all of creation is groaning. It's longing for the day its creator will come and make all things new. This psalm gives us a little glimpse of that future joy. This massive cosmic celebration leads us to the final and really the most profound reason for this new song. Why is all of creation singing? Why are the hills joyful? Well, the psalm tells us, because the Lord is coming. Now, for a lot of us, that word judgment can sound kind of scary, but for the psalmist, it is the greatest possible reason to rejoice. So why the difference? Well, because human justice so often fails, right? It can be unfair, it can be biased, corrupt, but God's judgment, that means the arrival of perfect, unwavering justice. It is the ultimate reason for hope. The key word here is equity, which means perfect fairness. This is the incredible promise that one day a king is coming who will finally fix everything that is broken in our world. He will heal every injustice and make every single wrong thing right. That's a reason to sing. And the New Testament leaves absolutely no doubt as to who this judge is. In Acts chapter 17, the Apostle Paul declares that God has appointed a day when he will judge the world in righteousness by one man, Jesus Christ. So you see, this psalm isn't just looking back at a past victory, it's pointing us forward to the blessed hope of Jesus' return. So, after all of that, what does this ancient song mean for you and for me right here, right now? How do we sing our own new song today? Well, here are 4 simple takeaways from this powerful psalm. First, look. Actively look for God's marvelous things in your daily life, big and small. Second, share. God's salvation was made public, so let's not keep it a secret. Share the hope you have with others. Third, celebrate. Worship without holding back. Go ahead and make that joyful noise. And finally, number 4, trust. Anchor your hope in the promise that Jesus is coming back to make all things new and right. And that really leaves us with this one final thought. From the roaring seas to the joyful hills, all of creation gives praise to its King. So after reflecting on his incredible victory, his salvation for all, and his promised return, what new song will you sing to him today? We really hope this devotional explainer on Psalm 98 has encouraged you. It was brought to you by the You Need Faith in Jesus team. Thanks so much for joining us.